pride comes before a fall. Meghan's presidential dream goes rack and ruin in US, a shameful end. Speculation has persisted that the 40-year-old's future may be in politics, but she would struggle to use the Sussex title were she to make such a step, according to Telegraph columnist Charles Moore. In a piece titled "The US Won't Accept HRH President Meghan," Mr. Moore points out that, her husband, of course, is His Royal Highness, so I do not see how he could be the first gentleman if his wife were to enter the White House. Mr. Moore writes, "This column has worried before that the Duchess of Sussex is riding for a fall in the way she wields her title in America. Last week, Meghan appeared on The Ellen Show, introduced as Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Earlier in November, it emerged Meghan sent a letter to Congress, addressed to Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, which stated her belief that it was a national right to have access to a parental or sickness leave program. In October, during a video reading of new book The Bench, Meghan introduced herself as Duchess of Sussex. She praised the extra special illustrations by award-winning artist Christian Robinson, which feature throughout the narration. The book, Meghan's First, was published in June this year, days after the birth of her second child, Lilibet Diana. It was published by Random House Children's Books, who are also releasing Prince Harry's upcoming memoirs. Meghan said previously, "The Bench started as a poem I wrote for my husband on Father's Day, the month after Archie was born. That poem became this story." Christian layered in beautiful and ethereal watercolor illustrations that capture the warmth, joy and comfort of the relationship between fathers and sons from all walks of life. This representation was particularly important to me and Christian, and I worked closely to depict this special bond through an inclusive lens. My hope is that The Bench resonates with every family, no matter the makeup, as much as it does with me. Ever since Meghan Markle and her husband left the British royal family and returned to the US, her hometown, to live, there has been a lot of speculation that she could run for President of the United States one day. In fact, a little-known constitutional amendment proposal could be reinstated in an attempt to thwart any significant efforts by Meghan in the race for the top. According to the Telegraph, constitutional experts say there is no actual provision preventing the Duchess of Sussex from running for office under her title. They do, however, point to a proposed 1810 constitutional amendment, proposed in Congress called the Titles Amendment, which states that anyone accepts, inherits, receives, or holds the title of office. Conferred foreign titles will be barred from holding federal office. The above amendment was proposed right after a period of tension in Washington, when it was besieged by superpowers, Canada was occupied by Britain, Florida was under Spanish administration, and Louisiana was controlled by France. The marriage between Napoleon Bonaparte's younger brother, Jerome, a French, and the American sociologist Elizabeth Betsy Patterson at the time became a hot topic, and their son, Jerome, was rumored that he could run to annex the United States to France. The proposed amendment was sent to the legislatures of each state for approval, but was disabled because only 12 states approved it, while the number of votes required was 14, equivalent to 3/4 of the US states at that time. But that proposal was never completely abandoned, and still exists 2 centuries later. If the amendment is reinstated, it is likely that the previous 12 votes will still be counted, meaning only 26 more states need to be called for the amendment to pass. Although Meghan has not publicly expressed her ambitions for the presidency since leaving the royal family, recently Meghan has called directly to US politicians to lobby them to support the proposed paid leave of postpartum parents, and campaigned for the support of the American people. Some biographers believe it is very likely that she will one day run, including one who strongly cites Prince Harry's wife as the embodiment of the American dream. Many royal followers and critics have criticized her for repeatedly using the position in her primary value and commercial nature with the introduction Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. But her ally has always defined that she has no choice but to use the fruitful cooperation bestowed upon her marriage.